Hi, my name is Caitlin Triggs, and I will be describing shaping. Shaping is the development of a new behavior established by reinforcing successive approximation of that behavior until the new behavior occurs. For example, if you want to run the New York City Marathon, and that is 26.2 miles, you cannot just jump in to run the marathon. You must use successive approximation to lead you to your final goal. Shaping helps you reach your 26.2 mile goal. There are 5 dimensions of behavior that can be used: topography, frequency, latency, intensity, and duration. Topography is the spatial configuration or form of a particular response. Frequency is the number of instances that occur in a given period of time. In our marathon example, frequency would be increasing the amount of miles you run each week. Latency is the time between the occurrence of a stimulus and the response evoked by the stimulus. Intensity or force refers to the physical effect the response has or potentially has on the environment. Duration is the length of time it lasts. An example referring to the marathon would be how long it takes to run a certain number of miles before increasing your miles. There are 4 factors that can influence the effectiveness of shaping. While explaining these 4 factors, I will refer back to the New York City Marathon. So the first factor is to specify the target behavior, which would be running 26.2 miles in the marathon. The second factor is to choose the starting behavior. In this case, the starting behavior could be walking half a mile, running half a mile, starting slow until your miles increase. The third factor is to choose the shaping steps. So each week, miles would increase slowly until you reach the 26.2 mile goal. The last factor is to figure out the pace of the movement through each shaping step. This factor depends on the person. So when you feel like you can add more distance to your run, then you do it if you feel comfortable. If you're having a difficult time running at the pace that you're at, then you should not add any more miles until you are comfortable. Like all behavior modification techniques, there are some pitfalls while shaping. Shaping may occur even when we don't know it's happening. You could be shaping undesirable behaviors without even knowing it. Also, shaping a desirable behavior could fail if you don't shape it correctly. There are also certain guidelines for the effective application of shaping. First, you have to select the final target behavior, as stated before, which is running the marathon of 26.2 miles. You have to make the target behavior specific and not general. Second, select an appropriate reinforcer, such as having a running partner to help you push you to your goal. You can also reward yourself. By every 2 miles that you add to your run, you can go to the store and buy yourself a gym shirt, or you could treat yourself to ice cream. Third is the initial plan. List successive approximations to the final target behavior. This would include adding miles to your run. Fourth follows the initial plan. You must implement the plan. Tell the learner about the plan, reinforce it immediately following each occurrence at the start of the starting behavior. Never move to a new approximation until the learner has mastered the previous one. And do not reinforce too many times at one step or under-reinforce that one step. So in a quick summary, shaping is the development of a new behavior by the reinforcement of succeeding approximation of that behavior until the new behavior occurs. It happens every day in everyday life, whether we know it or not. I'm Caitlin Triggs, and that was shaping.